Welcome to a COVID-19 HR Hotline question and answer session. Your presenters are Lori Greenlees, Director of HR Hotline, and Linnell Meath, Director, HR and Content Strategy.
Today's question and answers are based on unemployment benefits. Many of our members have been asking some great questions, so we thought if one of our members has that question, it's likely that other members do as well. So Linnell, let's jump into our first question here. Some of our members are asking about the unemployment benefits under the CARES Act, indicating it seems like employees can receive those benefits for many of the same reasons they can also qualify for benefits under the Families First Act. Members are confused. When are employees entitled to these benefits?
Well, that's a great question, and we completely understand the confusion because there is a lot being thrown at us right now in terms of the legislation with the Families First Act, the CARES Act on top of it, also providing a lot of unemployment benefits. It really comes down to eligibility. So if the employer has work available for the employee, and or they're eligible for the Families First Act benefits, then that's what is the benefit that's entitled to them. That's what's being provided to them. The difference where unemployment comes into play is if the employee is laid off or not eligible for the Families First Act and can't work, then unemployment compensation benefits are there for them. So some examples that might come into play, let's say you are an employer with, you have over 500 employees, the Families First Act doesn't apply to you. You may be an employer that has decided to exempt from the Families First Act critical healthcare workers or emergency responders, or perhaps you are a small business employer who has, for justifiable business reasons, decided to exempt a certain individual. It's those kinds of things that could come up to play when an employee may not be able to take advantage of some of those benefits. And if the employer does not have work for them to do, then they may be able to be entitled to unemployment benefits. So with that, there's an accompanying question that we've actually heard on the hotline as well, Lori. So with the next question, there's this additional extra $600 a week for unemployment under the CARES Act that we've heard about. So there's some employers asking, well, employees could maybe make more money on unemployment than perhaps under some of these emergency benefits that are available. So can I allow my employee to choose which one they prefer? Can I make, a decision based on what I think is the best benefit to employees? What would you say about that?
Yeah, that's another good question that a lot of our employers and members are asking, because in the end, they want to do the right thing for their employees and, of course, give them the benefits that are most advantageous. But it's really important that employers understand what situations qualify for benefits under the Families First Act and what situations qualify for unemployment, just as you discussed on that prior slide, Linnell. So essentially, if there's work available for the employee and they're covered by the Families First Act, then they should receive the benefits that are available to them under that act, as the order has, or the act has come out and from the Department of Labor. Unemployment benefits, again, are available to people who are not covered by the Families First Act, who are working for an employer who does not have work available, they've been laid off, or they're not covered by the Families First Act. And for employers and HR professionals, the Department of Labor has said that employers are required to maintain documentation for employees receiving these benefits, for a 4-year period. And we know the Department of Labor is asking employers to retain that because they do plan to come back and audit employers on situations. So it's important for HR professionals to always wear that hat where we are balancing and managing risk for the organization. So I don't recommend employers allowing employees to choose what benefit they prefer. Again, it's up to the employer to minimize risk to the organization and to follow the regulations that are in place.
So it's these kinds of questions and others that we're receiving on the hotline and from employers. And we have a variety of things available for employers to tap into, whether it's documents or other resources to help them through this, whether it's online training to help with their leaders and managers during this time, or whether it's actually bringing someone to help support from an HR standpoint who can either help transition through some of the things that we're going through right now. So keep in mind that there's different levels of help that MRA can provide, and we are here for you. In addition, our HR hotline is available 24/7, and the contact information is there on the slide. Thank you so much.